One of the things in my job that I really like is to be involved, to witness when new developments are emerging, when new interesting and exciting developments are pulling off. And I think what we are just experiencing today is one of these really exciting moments. I have to make a little correction. I'm not with us Electronica since 31 years, unfortunately. I'm with them since 15 years, that's already quite a long time. But it of course is a different group of people who had this great vision in 1979 when for the first time in Linz the festival Ars Electronica was taking place, and it was called a Festival for Art, Technology and Society. And it's really, really interesting and exciting to see that 31 years later this idea to bring together these three areas, the arts, the technology and the science, and of course the society, everybody of us, there where all this development should lead to, that this was taking place so long ago, and it's still a very important, very valuable concept nowadays. I think digital exploration, the title of this initiative, of this uprising of ideas and inspiration that will take place here in the future, is a very good term, because digital exploration means exploration of our world, of our contemporary world, the world we are living in, and it even means the exploration and the development of how we can make our path into the future that will be mainly defined and decided by all these issues around the digital technologies. There hasn't been any other technology before that is so intensely involving all the different areas of our life, of our society, that is literally really going from the military grounds to the rooms of our children, to the playgrounds, to the kindergarten, to the schools. There is no single area of our life that is not immediately affected and that doesn't feel the very big impact of this technology. So exploring this new digital realm is something that is way beyond interesting, way beyond the point of just the artistic exploration. So why then is it so important to start with the artists? I think the answer is very simple. Just look around you, see the wonderful projects that have been put together for this exhibition. It's about the inspiration, it's about making all of us curious, it's about showing how things are changing, and it's about giving a kind of support to understand all this transformation that is going around us. And I think this is one of the strongest and most important points that arts always has been doing. It's developing, creating images, symbols, icons and stories that are helping us to understand the complexity of the world that is going around us. I think this has been one of the main driving forces behind the arts thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, and of course it is also an important point right now. So digital exploration could be really, we could say digital exploration equals art, because this is what these artists are doing, who are working with the new media, who are exploring the digital technologies, the possibilities to use them for creation and use them for expression. And what they are doing is that they are blazing the way, they are breaking the ground for us, and we can follow. Because what we all have to learn still is how to use this technology in a proper way. So you might say, I mean, what is this guy talking about, digital technologies? We have them around since decades. Of course, I mean, it was there in the 60s, it was there in the 70s, and all these years, and now we have the internet, and I'm sure there's not a single person who doesn't have at least one computer or anything else in its pocket. But this is the technical part of the digital revolution. What we are slowly starting to encounter and to digest is the cultural implication. How does this technology change our culture, change the way we are living, the way we are communicating? Just think about all these people who are struggling just to get an idea what is happening with their identity, with their privacy, when they are entering Facebook and all this kind of things. The revolution has come in such a fast pace that we all together didn't really have a chance to really understand what is going on, understand how to cope with it. And this is what the digital artists are doing. This is where they can help us extremely. So this is the one point, that it starts with the artists, it starts with the creativity and the inspiration coming from this. But then, of course, we have to find the next matching parts. We have to find structures that are helping to introduce this knowledge, this know-how, this inspiration from the arts into other sectors, into the field of technology. Think about all these important developments that we still need when we're talking about how to use the technologies. Interface design, usability. These are really things, I mean, we are totally suffering, you know. Just imagine, for decades we have been using the cell phones where our fingers are too fat to reach out for all the little keys. So after many years of suffering these little keyboards, finally one guy found out that you can do like this. And of course the big success of the iPhone and all these kind of things was not the smart graphical display. The big revolution that from the 10 fingers that we have, you know, the most important and the best developed interface and tool that evolution has given us, now we are allowed to use at least 2 of them. So this is really a big breakthrough, but you see there is a big way to go, because we have 10 fingers and we have much more on our body. So we need these structures that take up the inspiration from the artists and pass it on into the laboratories of the technicians, of the engineers, in the corporations, of course, as well as in the universities. And of course vice versa, because the artists, to be able to deliver what we expect from them, they need access to all these new technologies. They need access to this knowledge. And of course they also need some support. And this is the third element, and this is the society. This brings up the big question of how to finance these things. But believe me, I mean, this is the probably only real contribution I can give. I can be a kind of witness from the development that we have been experiencing in Linz. If you do this over a certain period of time, what you will end up is a very big return of investment. It's not maybe the return of investment in euros or pounds or whatsoever, but it's the return of investment in ideas and inspirations. And to be able to achieve this, you need a big international network. And this is the same for Linz. We might have a kind of success story after 30 years, but the only reason why we have been able to be successful and to develop this international dimension that our organization has nowadays is because we were always opening up to ideas from outside. We always understood us, Electronica, as a platform where all those creative, innovative people from all over the world could meet each other, exchange their ideas, present their ideas. And the best benefit you get is all the people in town, they suddenly have the chance to be, so to say, exposed to these new ideas in a way they never could be exposed in their schools, or even when they're watching television, or even when you're just browsing the web. The physical, the real experience to meet the artists, to meet the scientists, to be able to be close to them. This is a totally wonderful, and that's an experience, and that's a value that is not replaceable by any other medium. And so, for me, it's really a great experience that we have now the chance to collaborate in the future with the Digital Exploration Center. We are planning to create together a competition that is our international prize and award, that is especially focusing on the way, on this issue, how technologies have to be developed and can be used really for the human needs. And this, I think, is a very big and important point. Of course, technology is made by us, by humans. But I'm not always sure if we really make it for our best benefit. And I think this is something we also have to fight for. And this is a fight that we only can do together, and we can only win if we are collaborating. So thank you very much for the opportunity and the invitation to collaborate in the future with this really exciting event that is just starting here in Southend, the Digital Exploration Center, and all the other great activities that are going on. And of course, I wish you also a lot of benefit from these activities, because this is what it will do. It will bring interesting inspiration to the city, and this will be, I'm sure, a benefit for everybody. So thank you very much.